MCMI, people call me Milk. When I'm busting up the party, I feel no guilt. Gizmos cutting up for D. Suckers that's down with me.
One of us, that's how I feel. To be down, you must appeal. To the two, we're rated R. Renegade culture.
We're going far. Yo!
What up, man?
What's up, bros? How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm doing good. I'm back to be back in my seat, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
My man filled it out well.
Filled it out well.
Yeah, my man, you know what I'm saying?
Minister. Serve?
Yeah, Mr. Server. He
Mr.
did a good
Server.
job, man.
He did fill it out.
You know what I'm saying?
This nigga called me Mr. one more time.
You think you on the color purple?
Oh, God damn. Ain't nothing in your life gonna go right until you do right by me.
Server just
Yo, it's Renegade Culture. I'm Kamau K. Franklin. I'm here with
Kalonji, Changa, aka the Riot Starter.
and who we got?
I go by the name of
The ear doctor.
I am transmitting live Minister Server.
Okay.
And I'm your boy, Jai.
Jai in the building. Hey, yo, last time we saw Jai, he had a last name.
Oh, he did? Word? No more?
He said, my name is Jai Anthony Brown III.
He's like, that court case got settled. I gotta do
Good,
that.
I'm
You
good
know what I'm
now.
saying?
My
Yo,
baby
we
mama don't
got
know I'm
a
at.
fucking hot show tonight, yo.
So the show. First of
You know
all,
what I'm saying?
we gotta talk about white boys going wild.
Nope. No. I want my country back. I want my country back. I want my country back. I want my country back.
I want my country back.
Yeehaw! These motherfuckers, you
Offenses.
know what I'm saying? Took over the Capitol. We're gonna get up all into that,
Running
yo.
up on the walls.
People got shot and killed and shit, yo.
They
So
shot
a lot of
poor
shit,
white lady
yo.
in the neck, wrestling pissed to her.
Yo, well, you know, I'm not down with the cops shooting nobody, so fuck the cops. But
the cops,
she shouldn't have been up in the fucking
Shoulda
building.
had
But
you
yo,
crack
we
up in the
also
back.
got up on the show, brother Mike Africa Jr. talking
Africa
about
Jr.
That's
from
right.
Move.
From Move.
With his new film called 40 Years a Prisoner.
That's right. That's right. Yo, he's gonna talk all about his family, the Move situation, and what projects he's got coming up on now. And then we also got an independent film that's coming out called
Mommas. Yes, independent film, straight out of ATL, GA. You
That's
know what I mean?
right.
We wanted to show them some love because of the fact that we know that it's hard out here being independent.
That's
but
right.
if you got your shit together, you can fuck around, come on Renegade Culture, we show you love.
That's right. And this film seems to be like a real dope film about an important topic of our time.
Yes.
Mamas who's lost their kids to police brutality. They're going to get all up into that.
Yes.
And we got an artist tonight who's going to be our artist.
Oh, man.
Abyss is in the building.
Bam!
Internationally known.
That's right.
Renaissance man,
Deaf poet.
no doubt.
That's
I
right.
mean?
Yo, so we're going to have a hot show tonight on
Sizzling
Renegade Culture. Oh, and yo, we got Patreons out there. You know what I'm saying? People who are patrons of the arts.
They love our work.
They love our work.
Moi?
Who we got?
Yo, big up to Demetria and Dewan Rollins.
All right, that's right.
Dewan Rollins.
That's right.
Hey,
You know
listen.
what I'm saying?
Hey, Demetria and Dewan so cool
What?
that the ear doctor was actually able to say their name properly.
I know. He stuttered a little bit, but he got that shit out there. There's a lot of D's up in that name. There's a lot of
I had to throw some D's on that bitch.
He's like, duh-duh-duh.
Nope. So, crewrenegade.com, I believe. Y'all want to support us.
Crew Renegade what?
Crewrenegade.com.
Patreon.
Slash.
Crew Renegade.
Yeah.
Dot.
Com.
Wait, Patreon.com
Nah, bro.
/ Crew Renegade.
It's Crew Renegade Culture.
.com.
But
It ain't no
Patreon
dot
did-
com.
Oh, fuck it. It's Crew Renegade Culture on Patreon.
Hey, check it. It's on the bottom of the screen.
There you go. There's
Anyway.
right down there, yo. So,
no.
yo, support us. Support your favorite podcast, the best podcast in the universe, yo. We're going to be back with Renegade Culture. Boom!
Peace and much love. I am Minister Server right here with your hip hopstery. Yo, you know who this is? This is Houdini. First of all, we want to say rest in power to my man Ecstasy. This is also the rapper Jalil, and big up to Grandmaster D. Houdini is a pioneer, one of the first international groups. They actually recorded their first album over in England with Thomas Dolby. They was also down with the original Mr. Magic Juice Crew, so they made a major impact. Their first album, Back to Black, was a mix of R&B and melodic sounds along with the hardcore raps. The Freaks Come Out at Night, One Love, Big Mouth, yo, Houdini, masters of the sound, masters of the flow. Anytime you're looking for real hip-hopstery, you gotta check out Houdini. Rest in power, Ecstasy. Word.
This is protected by the red, the black, and the green.
With a key.
You
out to X-Clan.
Love X-Clan,
Shout out
B.
to Abubakari, formerly known as Sonny Carson, who was
Yep,
an
yep.
ancestor, who was the father of one of the members of X-Clan. He was the father of
Professor X.
Yes,
That's right.
Lumumba. So anyway,
A lot going on this week,
there's a whole lot of
elections
shit
and all
going
that
on.
kind of stuff happening.
Yes, over in Georgia with the election.
That's right.
Shout out
To?
Pastor Raphael Warnock.
What?
This man's a senator. We worked with him on the Troy Davis thing. Salute to you. We seen him out there in the street. Fuck
right.
Kelly Loeffler. Glad her
Yep.
white ass is up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Also, shout out to
John Ossoff.
John Ossoff, the young Jewish fellow who they said who's the first
He's the youngest
Jewish senator.
Oh, that's right.
in the state of Georgia and the youngest senator since Joe Biden old crusty.
Since Jim Crow Joe. You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, goddamn.
So we believe, you know what I'm saying? We I think it's safe to say that we don't necessarily go by what the fuck politicians talk about because we are abolitionists. Howsoever, we know that these particular gentlemen have done some things in the streets that have helped to impact our community.
Yeah.
So it is our hopes that they continue those efforts. We understand that they are part of the U.S. government, so it's only so much they can do.
And we understand that now that these two Democrats have got in, the Democrats now have control over the Senate, the House of Representatives, and the president. So they got no reason for none of this bullshit that they can't get nothing
Zero.
done.
Don't hear shit.
They can't get this done. They can't do that because the orange man who refuses to leave, though, now the Democrats can't say they can't get nothing done. But on that note,
Speaking of the orange man
at the Capitol,
and the white man,
the white man has lost his
the
mind.
white man has lost his mind.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's going
Everybody already know what happened
Good
at the
God
Capitol. Trump had a protest earlier, had thousands of people out there. He told the crowd that they should go stop the, not the counting the votes, but the
certification of
certificate.
electoral college.
That's
told
a
him to get on the good
certification.
foot.
That's right. Go over to the Capitol, and they took them on. They went to the Capitol. The police were like, "Oh my, our friends and buddies are here.
That's
we can't
right.
play them too rough, too tough, or whatever."
That's right. We can't do them like that.
Broke into the Capitol, and all hell broke loose.
All hell broke loose. It was pandemonium, ladies and gentlemen. We saw a
Terrorism.
poor young black police officer running through there with his baton. And he can't get a job at goddamn Wendy's right now because his security.
They
man-
chased his ass upstairs.
It-
Like Carl Winslow.
He said these goddamn donuts ain't worth dying for.
Goddamn.
I got to go. Gotta go.
Gotta go. And it's crazy because these so-called protesters who were like,
No,
but
they were not protesting.
what are they,
No,
man?
it was terrorists.
They were
Terrorists.
Rioters,
They were-
cavemen. Let's call them what they
That's
are.
right, that's right.
I was scared and I wasn't even on the motherfucking scene.
Oh, goddamn, no. But these cats came up, they had sticks. They had, some people said that they had weapons. There were some charges.
bombs.
Pipe
Pepper
bombs,
spray.
potential pepper
Pepper
spray. And
Bad breath.
one woman was killed inside the Capitol by
Yes.
the police.
One white one. Hold it. This particular white woman that was shot by the police in the neck. She is actually a U.S. Air Force vet.
Wow.
So she was killed. There was a
Three
woman
outside.
from Kennesaw. Yeah, a woman from Kennesaw died. Kennesaw, Georgia, and two other folks died in this melee yesterday.
Yeah.
We would like to take the time to say rest in piss to all four of y'all. That's right, rest in PISS. And we hope that all the good flies that can surround your body and live from within will bless you.
I'm just going to
You
add
continue
one
your
thing,
joint.
though.
Yes.
I don't support the cops killing nobody.
Yeah, fuck the
because
police
fuck
too.
the police and all that kind of bullshit.
always.
And
But,
Trumpians.
but it's obvious that, let's get into a little analysis on this situation. It's obvious that the police at the Capitol and so forth were friendly at first with these protesters. They had like kid gloves on. They did not do mass arrests at any particular point in time. They ushered them out. And they did it in a dignified way where they did not insult their humanity. They did not arrest en masse again. They did not kill people. And these protesters, I'm sorry to call them protesters. That's the word that comes
Please
to
don't
mind.
call them protesters.
But
Please
fuck
don't.
these white terrorists.
Terrorists.
Fuck
Yeah,
these white
terrorists.
terrorists.
Yes.
But this is what white folks do, and they've always done. So when you look at the news media and it talks about that this is unprecedented and all that kind of stuff, sure, there's a part of it about going up in the Capitol that's different, but white mobs have always acted this way in
That's
America.
how they came to
That's
it.
always
That's
how
how they
they've
took America.
acted. That's
the
right.
same way what you saw, with the exception of these white folks up in the House who were afraid. The only difference is that's what happened with the natives, and that's what happened with the Africans. That's the way that they've always bum us shit. I like to say, first and foremost, we salute and rest in peace to Miriam Carey. Miriam Carey
Yes,
was
yes.
a 34-year-old black woman who was murdered when she tried to make a U-turn in 2013 at the Capitol. She had an 18-month-old baby in the back seat. Miriam was a dental hygienist from Stamford, Connecticut. And, you know, she was straight up murdered. Now, she didn't break into the Capitol. She didn't fuck up nothing. She just tried to make a U-turn because she was going the wrong goddamn way, and they murdered her.
Yeah, and at the same time, yesterday, here in Georgia, there was a protest over the shooting of Jacob Blake.
Yes.
And because the cops was not charged, they decided not to charge the cop.
That's right.
But here in Georgia, there were mass arrests at that protest.
That's right.
While at the Capitol, they were letting these redneck fools run up and run out in there, sit in Nancy Pelosi's seat, you know, fuck Nancy Pelosi also,
Nancy Pelosi.
sit in her seat,
Yes.
go up and take pictures at the Capitol, play with the gavel, go all
I mean,
around,
they
and then they
was
got
climbing up
out.
on the goddamn
Yeah.
brick.
Breaking windows,
Yeah.
all kinds of
That
shit.
dude was in her chair like, fuck your chair, Nancy.
Fuck your couch, Nancy, fuck your couch. Messed her shit up. Got
Yeah,
papers
yeah.
all over the place.
But
Yo,
they
the crazy
finally-
part is that you had the officers down there taking pictures with him,
Yeah.
selfies,
Yes,
opening
yeah.
up barricades and all kinds
Oh,
of shit.
speaking of that, there was a West Virginia lawmaker whose monkey ass put up a video on his page, on his Facebook, with a helmet on, Vic documenting himself running up in there, telling us, yeah, we're in here. So his monkey ass trying to explain that shit right now.
Yeah,
Big
You know what I'm
dummy.
saying? But it was a beautiful sight. I got one problem for my black brothers and sisters. I would like to say this. I'm hearing a lot of you folks talking about our country. What the fuck is our country? Our country? Your country? You must mean your country ass. You out your goddamn mind. If you gonna bring your black ass and say it's a sad day for our country. I got some relatives. I'm on a thread and shit, and I saw some of my relatives, and I'm sorry, I know some of y'all listen to that, but fuck that, you can't whoop my ass, can't do a motherfucking thing about it. But I saw some of my relatives talking about some, it's a sad day for our country. Like, who the fuck are you, Aunt Jemima? Goddamn
Uncle
right.
Ben.
Fuck
Yeah,
that bullshit.
it's already
Fuck
a
this
sad country, and you know exactly what this country is about. It's about white folks being scared that
what
they're
it's all
losing
about.
control of what they think is their country, that they feel like they rightfully stole.
Because it's the
Yeah.
republic, and
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
and that's the thing. One thing that I'm happy that Trump did is he didn't divide America.
Yeah.
He divided racist Republican Americans.
Yeah.
Because what he did was he said, like his son, what's his punk ass son named Eric? Like he said at that rally, he said, this is Donald Trump's Republican Party. Trump's Republican Party. So now you have Trump's Republican Party and you have the regular old Republicans. So we've been tickled pink. Thank you all for showing your whiteness. We appreciate you. Keep up the good work.
And he's reintroduced white supremacy overtly
on a whole nother level.
back into the picture, right? And so now, though, Trump is finally getting a little scared. Twitter and Facebook banned him. He's had to come out with his
Instagram, Snapchat too.
Instagram and Snapchat too. He's had to come out with a statement saying that he will allow a peaceful transition because now he's being backed into a corner. And finally, they're threatening to institute the 25th Amendment and to have him knocked out the box, which
But wait a
probably is
minute.
not going to happen anyway.
Wait. Check this bullshit out. He gets banned on social media, but the motherfucker still got the codes to the nuclear arms.
Well, he ain't gonna
So,
do that.
so I mean, so I'm
See,
I'm
that's
confused.
what
as
the 25th
to
Amendment's for, though. See, that's the 25th Amendment
Yeah.
they're trying to invoke.
trying
We don't
to
have
and
those,
doing
right.
is two different things.
No, they're not going to. I don't think they're going to wind up doing it. I think there's a
No,
lot
they're
of
not
talk.
gonna do it. Hell
2
no.
weeks left. They're going to let him
No.
walk out, and
Right.
they're going to just hope he never comes back again. But what you said, but he's exposed again the underbelly of America. And the other thing is like these silly ass pundits and reporters talking about this is a day that was going to live in infamy in America we've never seen. It's like America's never really been a democracy.
America's
We
been a piece
know
of
it's
shit
not been a democracy.
240-something years.
Stop acting like these are new events. America
right.
does this kind of stuff all over the world in terms of
Terrorizing motherfuckers.
terrorizing people
That's
and got
right.
the nerve to talk about other people's elections and governments.
Exactly.
And now you got it here. You know
And
what
the
I'm saying?
only goddamn reason that their asses didn't form the coup here in the United States was because of the fact that we've been under motherfucking lockdown with COVID and they couldn't do that shit no goddamn where else. So they decided to do it right here in the United States.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So fuck.
But it's not going away. I mean, that's just like Trump is going to go away.
Definitely not going
But
away,
this
right.
this right-wing force
Oh, yeah.
that's out there, this overt white supremacy is
75
back.
million.
And this country is going to be, the next 15 years in this country, there's going to be something kicking off. Y'all mark those words on Renegade Culture.
But how about crusty ass Joe Biden? This is what his
Oh,
monkey ass
yeah.
did. He hops up there on TV talking about if there would have been black lives matter, folks. They would have been shot and locked up. So we see that that's a problem. See, pandering ass Joe don't know when to stop. He gonna walk his ass before he get into office. Mark my words, he gonna get so happy. He's not there like two, three statements.
Oh, yeah.
So his monkey ass gonna get so goddamn happy that he gonna forget. He gonna be like, I'm glad we freed the slaves. We ain't forgot about your crusty ass Joe Biden.
That's right.
You locked more niggas up in America since the slave ship. So we don't give a fuck about that. We ain't letting off you or
But
Kamau.
you know what? But you know what? Every time he makes those kind of public statements, that's more ammunition for us to hold them accountable to do the shit that they talking about.
If you believe that we can hold these motherfuckers accountable, then we cool with that.
Yeah.
However,
that's the state of America. Yeah, we're gonna be right back with our second segment. I'm sorry, we're gonna come back with Mike Africa in a second.
Yeah,
Renegade culture.
Blackout.
I've been going to prison for 38 years because my mother and father are both in prison.
4 minutes of gunfire, one Philadelphia policeman killed, and it was over. The members of the Back to Nature group move had been routed from their house.
The judge sentenced each to 30 to 100 years in jail.
That's my mama. When she was arrested, she was almost due to give birth to me. When she did give birth, it was in a prison cell. So this would have been her cell? Yeah.
This was a counterculture Philadelphia hadn't seen before.
The MOVE organization experienced so much hate and anger from the system.
It was a situation that everybody knew was going to explode. It was only a matter of time.
It's one of the few things I've seen that I'm never going to forget.
Rather than have a racist dictate our lives, we'd rather be dead. Because to be free is not to be so-called living on this level. It's to be free of the oppressive power of a maniac like RZA.
They were so aggressive and so angry. Nobody sided with them.
Get that death penalty back, put him in the electric chair, and I'll pull the switch.
This was the MOVE house.
It was demolished, so there was no evidence.
When I learned that they were actually in prison, I might have been 13 years old. I started looking for something that would show their innocence. I wound up doing that for over 25 years. The MOVE 9 have been up for parole for the last 10 years.
The denial of parole is violating their constitutional rights.
What can I say about it? What can I do about that? Except just keep on pushing.
Handcuffs keep tightening like eyes that a bright light is in. Every time I fight, the reason I fight is to not fight again. Every time I fight, the reason I fight is to not fight again. Every time I fight, the reason I fight is to not fight again.
I'm your idol, your highest title.
Numero uno.
I'm not a Puerto Rican, but I'm speaking
so that you know.
And understand I got the gift of
Speech.
speech, and it's a blessing. So listen to the lesson
I
I
teach.
Oh,
yeah. Right here on Renegade Culture.
Listen, y'all, this is Renegade Culture. Now, we was gonna get special ed on, but we couldn't get special ed, so we got someone who graduated from special ed. The ear doctor's in the building. No doubt. Shout out to the ear doctor.
I know you can't talk about people who drive the yellow bus no more, but he did literally drive a yellow bus.
No, he was.
The little yellow bus.
Nah, he wasn't on there. I'm not gonna go with that right there.
Oh, you can't do that.
That's a little too far.
Sorry about
It's
that.
already There's already a comedian I got to punch in the face when I see him.
Oh, goddamn.
About doing that piece. But
Yo.
anyway, tonight.
Yeah, we got a special guest coming on. Thanks everybody for joining us. We got Mike Africa in the house.
Yes, Mike Africa from the MOVE organization.
That's right. That's right.
Mike is not only the ill thing about Mike. Been knowing Mike quite a while, and probably I think the last 3 times I see him, he introduced himself like we ain't know each other.
Nope.
But
he knows a lot. Well, he knows a lot of people. I mean,
of course.
And my man got a documentary
on
HBO about his family's history. He's meeting a lot of people. He's doing a lot of things.
Yes.
He ain't got time for you no more. So
he ain't got time for you no more.
This is straight. You know what I'm saying?
You're not that memorable, brother.
Anyway, we got my man Mike Africa. He has this dope new film that you also check out on HBO. It's called 40 Years a Prisoner. Mike, what's good, baby?
On the move, man. Y'all, I don't know, man. I'm getting a little nervous with this interview right here. I don't want people to think I became a HBO guy and left them behind. Nah.
Oh, no.
Hey, man. Nah, they know we wouldn't even allow that. You know what I'm saying? Bro. You know, we hang rappers and actors upside down over the building and everything. Plus, y'all got Pam and Ramona Africa up there, so we ain't worried about you getting too Hollywood up there.
There you go.
And brother, you can be on YouTube if you get Kalonji, so that's all right. That's forgiven. Don't worry about that, man.
He know I answer the phone when he call.
No doubt. Yeah.
So let's get into it right away, man. You guys, you have this film on HBO that's talking about the history the MOVE organization and what happened in terms of the police bombardment in Philadelphia, trying to destroy the organization, which led to people being in prison, a la the name of the film, for 40 years. Can you tell us a little bit about what was the MOVE, or what is the MOVE organization, how it was formed and so forth?
Yeah, so the MOVE organization was founded in the early 70s by John Africa. John Africa was a black man from West Philly, and he saw the ills in the system and in society, and he wanted to do something about it. You know, he saw the way life had been mistreated over the years, and he just decided that he was going to, you know, start an organization. The mission of the organization is to encourage. The mission of the organization is simple: it's to protect life, people, animals, and the environment, and to give other people that information so that they can protect life too. And having that mission, you know, John Africa started, you know, speaking out against unsafe boarding homes for the elderly, institutions that abused and mistreated animals, and he also spoke out against the injustices that were happening to the environment. So, you know, and you know how it is when you protest against something that makes money for the system, they come after you, and that's what they did.
Word. So, 1978, big thing goes on. You know, in the city of Philadelphia. You know, first of all, the MOVE organization has not had a good relationship with city officials in the city of Philadelphia, of course. Tell the people what transpired in 1978 that changed the whole outlook of Philadelphia, of policies, of your family as a whole. Tell us what happened in 1978 for the folks who are not listening. I mean,
so
new to this.
with MOVE emerging as this organization that was different than a lot of other groups. I mean, I don't know any other organization that's like MOVE. I mean, a lot of groups have, like, you know, you got PETA that you know, fight for the against the unethical treatment of animals. Then you got, you know, groups that fight for the environment. But John Africa, man, he took the whole thing and put it all into one and said it's one system that's oppressing everything. And the way he did it, he brought people back to the importance of nature, and he talked to them about life and how nature is important, and the only thing that you need come from nature, and health is natural, and if you want to be healthy, you got to go through nature to get that health, and reconnecting people, you know, with that information. And so the people were able to, like, they got strong from it, they got healthy from it. Like, and then he talked to them about science and how the system they're scientifically doing these horrible things to people, and women are having babies in hospitals. And he was like, you don't have to have a baby in a hospital. People have been having babies longer than hospitals been around. So naturally, you don't need a hospital, right? And women started doing that, and they started having their babies at home, and my mom was one of them. So having that happen like that, and the natural and the hair, locks are popular now, but they were not popular in the 70s.
It seems like you guys got targeted, and it seems like a seminal moment that the documentary points out is when the police came to the house, and there was some incident that took place, and the police actually, if I'm not mistaken, you can correct me, hit one of the sisters from MOVE in the stomach, or caused her to fall, and she lost a baby. Which the police initially tried to deny. The city tried to deny that she was even pregnant. And then MOVE went ahead and started and had some meetings where they had the press come and show the baby. And this seemed to incense the city even more, which led to some of the, I guess, some of the actual
assaults.
Say again?
Assaults.
Assaults and barricading of the MOVE house. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, so having the religion and this new way of life, new to us, you know, in the form John Africa gave it, it attracted a lot of questions, a lot of interest from people, a lot of curiosity. And when the police got involved, they didn't come like, let me understand what's going on. They came swinging billy clubs and shooting and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. You know what police do in the Black community. And so MOVE took a stand and said, well, we ain't going to accept this no more. And particularly the case of Rhonda Africa, where she was 8 months pregnant. And the police, she was at a protest
against the police locking up one of the Move brothers, Chuck Africa. And the police came and they started beating the protesters, and they beat her in her stomach. And the next day, she gave birth to her son, who was born prematurely, and he was born with black and blue bruises all over his body. And Move, like, that wasn't the only time that a Move baby had been killed at the hands of the police. The police denied it, and that Move was like, well, look, they can deny it because it ain't being seen, right? And 9 times out of 10, the police get believed even if it is seen. But John Africa said, well, let's put this all on display. Built the platform around the house. Move people came out with guns and read a statement from John Africa that said, no more will we accept the beating. No more will we allow the beating of Move people. If you come at us with fists, we'll fight you with fists. If you come at us with clubs, we'll fight you with clubs. If you come in here shooting, we will shoot back in defense of our lives. And so that standoff lasted for nearly a year, and it culminated into the police storming the house on August 8, 1978. Hundreds of cops, firemen, the Philadelphia Streets Department came with bulldozers and wrecking balls, and they sieged the house. The siege led to the shootout. Hundreds and thousands of shots of ammunition was shot at Move from the police. The house was being torn down on top of them. They threw explosive devices inside the house. Men, women, children, and a pregnant woman by the name of Debbie Africa, who's my mother. She was about 8 months pregnant with me. And once the police, they threw smoke into the house. The smoke began to suffocate the people, so the people were forced to come out. When they came out, they were arrested immediately, and they were all taken to jail. Once they got to jail, they were told that a cop had been killed. They were very confused because they were trying to figure out who killed him, because, the women don't have weapons charges on them. The men don't have weapons charges on them, yet the cops still said Move was the shooter. So they blamed it on Move, but they sent all Move people, sentenced them to 100 years in prison. And about 5 months later, after that whole situation, while my mom was pregnant in jail, she gave birth to me in a prison cell.
Okay. So you're talking about, so altogether was 9 members arrested, correct, given these charges, the Move 9?
No, it was 12 members that were arrested. 9 of them were sentenced to 100 years.
Okay.
The other 3, according to the judge, were found not to be Move members, so he released them.
Okay. So,
which is an interesting thing, because if the issue was murder, why are you releasing them because they're not Move members?
Right. So,
right? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. If a Muslim, a Christian, a Sikh, and a Jew go into a place all at the same time, they don't say, "Well, you're not a atheist, so we're gonna let you." No, but this was a thing where they were really trying to get Move members because they wanted to stop the influence that Move has.
It's obvious that the targeting
on the community
was towards Move, and they weren't concerned about other people around.
So as you're growing up, right? So this is 1978, August of 1978. So we're talking about right after that, I believe, 1981 was a situation with Mumia, where he's charged with the murder of Officer Daniel Faulkner, I believe. So we had that go on. Then years later, May 13, 1985, Philadelphia government drops a bomb on Osage Avenue and murders men, women, and children. So it had been war, the state against Move from jump. You grew through all of this without your parents, without Debbie Africa, without Mike Africa Sr. Tell us how that experience was, and how it led to them being released 4 decades later.
It's interesting. Like, I don't really know what to compare it to. I mean, I feel like just another black brother that's going through the same thing that other brothers is going through, right? When I was a kid, I used to wonder where my mom was, and I used to wonder where my father was and when they were coming home. But my life stopped. It was so, it's hard for me to really say how it felt different. I know that I wish that I had my parents with me. I know that other people had their parents and I didn't. And I did feel alone in a lot of ways. But in terms of how I don't even know how things would have been different if I was with them. I mean, you know.
It's interesting because, you know, the whole MOVE situation from going back to the Move 9 and Mumia and the bombing, you know, it was for years, it was an issue that radicals and militants and nationalists, folks like I was in an organization at the time, we demonstrate in New York and go to Philadelphia and join in with members of the MOVE family to organize and protest over this. At what point did, I'd say, media get involved, particularly HBO or the filmmaker, and come at you about trying to make a film to explore this issue, which I think, you know, allowed more folks now to see who MOVE was and how to targeting and make this a bigger issue?
News media had been trying to get involved for years, decades, since the beginning. And some were allowed and some were not. And some were allowed and took advantage of the kindness and, you know, whatever. Most of the coverage that we got over the years was dirty, you know, just.
You could say it.
Shit.
You know, they really wanted to besmirch the organization's name.
Right.
And that is in large part what led up to, you know, the media controls the minds of the people because they control the narrative of the story. And if the media says it and people believe it, then, you know, it makes it legal in the minds of people. You know, it's like they label you a certain way so that once you got the label on you, then it makes it justified for them. You know, illegal immigrants. They're not people, they're illegal immigrants. You know, terrorists, people in that are Muslims. They're not Muslim, they're not people, they're terror. Like they create this climate for people in their minds to have people readily willing to accept the mistreatment of these people. And that's what they did to MOVE.
But tell us a little bit about what made you trust, well, how did you get involved with this film? Like, and what made you trust this particular filmmaker to let, you know, give them so much access to your life and your parents' life?
Well, to be honest with you, it was my gut. It was my gut. I mean, when I first met Tommy Oliver, who's the producer, director, and cinematographer on this film, I met him with Ramona, and we talked. And before we started talking about doing any film work, we were just talking. We were just like friends. And I mean, instantly, like, you know, we're two black guys, both from Philly, around the same age, and we got kind of the same interests, you know. So we just started talking. We were just, you know, talking, and we were having fun and just hanging out, whatever. And then the next thing you know, he was just like, you know, I think I'd like to shoot this film through you. And I was like, yeah, well, whatever, bro. Like, okay. And then he started talking about the direction that it would go in. And I got this thing where, I don't know if you ever heard of the Malcolm X and Alex Haley exchange, where Malcolm said he only trusted Alex Haley a certain percentage. And then later that, you know, a night or later or whatever, he called him back and told him he trusted him a higher percentage, but it wasn't 100%. Well, I told Tommy Oliver that story, and I told him, I don't trust you, you know, and he said, well, you know, I'm a good dude and I'm going to do whatever I can to, you know, show you that, and I'll gain your trust, I'm sure of it, because I know I'm going to do a fair job. And I heard him, but, you know, you don't know if you can believe people. Yeah. But he did that. So the trust just got higher, and, you know, and plus he was around me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, the chemistry of working together and being the same people from the same place, all of that has something to do with it.
Word. We are delighted, happy, and honored that we have, you know, had you on today. Tell the people how they can check the film out. How are your parents? You know, I mean, how have they adjusted since this time period?
Oh, my parents are good, man. Like it was some adjustments. They definitely had their learning curve for this new world. You know, when you go to prison in the Flintstone, go to prison during the Flintstone era, and you come out in the Jetson era, culture shock. It's you know, my mom didn't know what a cell phone looked like. You know, when Siri said "Hello Debbie" to her, she threw her phone on the floor. You know what I mean? So, but she cool now. No, she texts more than I do now. She busy.
Okay.
Yeah.
People can find the film. Go on HBO Max. It's 40 Years a Prisoner. Folks can get in touch with Mike Africa Jr. You can go through my website at mikeafricajr.com. You know, I got so much that I'm working on. Keep up with me on Instagram at Mike Africa Jr. I got so many projects I'm working on. A lot is going to be coming out soon. HBO was just the beginning. I got music projects. I got video projects. I got a book project that I'm working on. A lot of things are happening for Move. We got projects that are coming up for this May to deal with this other anniversary that's coming around, another year of the bombing gone. Yeah, just keep up with me. I'm on the move, man. I'm on the move.
Man, you stole my line. I was gonna say, like, yo, it's like Mike Africa's on the move. You know what I'm saying?
That's
But anyway, thank you.
I've been on the move for 42 years.
That's why I hear that.
Tell about it. We about to move Kamau out of here. Anyway, man, appreciate you giving love to the family. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be seeing you soon.
Renegade
on the move.
culture.
Free them all.
Thank y'all much. On the move.
Renegade culture.
Is there a problem, officer?
Yes, sir. We received a 911 call.
Oh my God. Only thing I could think of is that I must have dialed by accident. But no emergency here. We're all good. Anything else?
That's it.
Say his name! The victim! I want to hear you say his fucking name!
Vengeance is ours.
So shut up. Eat your last supper while we think. Larry, how are you liking the food?
Yo, it's Renegade Culture. We back with our next segment.
Yes.
You know what I'm
I am
saying?
Kamau Jump, taking a ride, start alongside.
Kamau K. Franklin, better than ever.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Who we got up in here, yo?
We got a whole lot of people up in here.
I think so. This has been a hot show. We got like different topics going on.
Talk about all kinds of things.
I know. Right now we got an independent film that's coming out soon.
Independent film.
You know what I'm saying?
Who knew?
Everybody knows.
I didn't even know we was doing independent films. Right. Okay.
But it's up on here. That's right. You know what I'm saying? This film is called Mommas.
Mommas.
It's a film about police brutality and mamas who take justice into their own hands.
Yo, I saw the trailer. The trailer's dope.
It is dope.
You know what I'm saying?
We should have gotten an advanced copy though.
I was waiting for it, but
I
my man,
understand.
he's too busy singing with the ladies.
That's what I think. You know,
whoa.
conversation with the producer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh,
but it's all good. He's still
like
my man. Anyway, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have the producer of the film Mommas.
Brother Anthony R. Page.
And R stands for Renegades.
What's up? What's up, brother man? What's up?
How's
and we got
going?
two of the actresses. Let me do the intro first.
Well, please go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know I'm going to fuck up their names, but you're going to try it anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And we got two of the star actresses, right?
Okay.
We got Laketa Renee.
Renee's in the building.
All right.
Okay.
And we got Robin Antoinette up in the house.
Robin Antoinette in the building. Yes.
God damn.
So we got a cast here tonight.
We got the cast.
Okay.
Right here on Renegade Culture. How y'all doing over there?
Wonderful.
Good.
We aight.
Okay. Well, man,
I know. Well, we're gonna start with you, Robin. You're the producer of the show, right? You're the producer of the movie. Well, how did you get involved in the project? And tell us a little bit about why it was important to make this movie.
Okay, you said Robin, so you want Ant.
I want Anthony.
Yeah.
Hello,
You changing my name.
Robin and Laketa are more important than you, but I'm gonna start with you.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Well, the film, this film was conceived and executive produced by Leslie Black. She's herself an actress, really incredible talent. You know, she feels deep, and she had been seeing all this police brutality stuff going on, and she wanted to do a project, and she just put pen to paper, and she came out with this story, Mommas. And she got Gerard McKenzie, who's her DP, to come on to shoot the film. And I was a colleague of his, so he was like, yo, man, I need a producer to come on. So I came on to kind of back him up, and the rest is history. It's a really dynamic project. You got the four lead women on it are beasts. I call them the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Together, those four, I mean, we were sitting, you know, when we were on set and we were sitting there watching them, go take after take, I was just like, we're just looking at them like, it was amazing. Yeah, I mean, just true artists just going in. And then, you know, the topic is so relevant too, man. There were times that, I mean, even after 4 or 5 takes, I could still feel it. I was like, man, you know, I was getting emotional on set. So
do us a favor, because there's people listening, there's people watching, and they don't know what the film's about.
Yeah.
Because y'all talking about how dope it is. Tell us what the film is about.
Well, the film it's dope. It's about 4 women whose sons were murdered through interactions with police and police brutality. Right. So the mothers didn't get any justice, so they decided to seek justice in their own way by any means necessary. So they came together as 4 moms of murdered sons, and they went to visit the DA. And I don't want to give anything else beyond that away, but yeah, very powerful. And throughout the course of the story, you get to see the uniqueness of their individual stories, like Mama 1, Mama 2, Mama 3, and Mama 4. But the end result was the same. Their son didn't come home that particular day. And it was powerful. And the director's incredible. Her name is Latasha Cho Johnson from Columbia, South Carolina.
All right.
And she's a revolutionary in herself. And she's a gifted director, but she's a social activist, and she speaks truth to power all the time. So, you know, Leslie and Latasha coming together with, you know, the 4 dynamic actresses, it was just a powerful combination.
Cool. Yeah. All right, Sister Laketa, let's start with you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your role and who you play and what happens in the movie, what you can give away.
Right.
You know.
Well,
some of this right here.
Anthony gave basically the synopsis of it, but my character is Janie. And I'd say Janie is more of the level-headed one of the group. She is more of the, you know, we're going to think about this, we're going to plan it out, and, you know, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this. And you'll see it. You probably saw that in the trailer. But at the end of the day, she was like, I'm game, because my son was murdered, and I'm tired of this. And so she joined with all the other women. They have like a support group. And so she joined with the rest of the women, and she was like, I'm in. And when she's in, she's in.
All the way in.
So let me ask you, are you like the sister from Set It Off that was like, I need this money?
No, that's not me. I'm more of the Vivica Fox.
Okay, cool.
I think that's what we decided, right? Is that
All
what we
right.
decided? No, Jada. We decided Jada.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the Jada.
She's the voice of reason.
I'm the voice of reason,
Okay.
So, I'm the Jada character.
Okay, we got kind of confused.
And then Robin, on that note then, describe your character. What's your character about?
Hello guys, I'm Robin Antoinette. So basically I play the role of Jill. And Jill is the mom that is extremely disconnected from reality because she is suffering from severe PTSD. So her son was killed, but she actually believes she still sees him. So she goes through that a lot, you know. So she's constantly in this state of terror because she relives it over and over and over that day when she lost her son.
Wow.
So yeah.
So did you all, like, with the film itself, of course it is definitely a timely film. We're talking about, on average, the police are killing like 1,500 people a year.
Yeah.
You know, mostly unarmed folks. Did you guys, during the process, did you consult any other mothers who lost children, or you kind of just used your energy based on your artistry, more or less?
To be honest, for myself, I did not consult anyone. What I did, we're all mothers. Right. So when we were called and cast for this project, Leslie wanted to be sure that she cast real mothers.
Right.
So that she could pull from that energy, you know, as a mom who has their child, you know. Nice. So I really thought of my own daughter, not to put her in that situation, of course, but to draw from that energy and, you know, put myself in a place where, how would I feel if I lost a child? Right. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So. And I mean, I think to add to that, we've all seen the police brutality. Right? We've all seen the injustice. So it didn't take a lot for us to be able to pull from real life experiences. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we just turn on the news. It seemed like an everyday occurrence, you know. But this is the stuff that we've been seeing.
That's right.
So it's not new to us, right? So I think for me, I was able to draw from the news. I was able to draw from family members that I know that have had, you know, police incidents and brutality was experienced, you know. So.
Dope.
So what do you think you want folks to get out of this film? I mean, obviously it sounds like it takes a pretty dramatic plot twist where folks take justice in their own hands. Something, you know, we as Renegade culture fully support. But I don't know how the film ends because I haven't seen it. Again, we didn't get the full copy. We will talk about that more, producer. But what do y'all think y'all want folks to get out of seeing this film that they won't get out of a sort of a mainstream Hollywood film?
Well, I'll take this in one way. What I see in Atlanta, Renegade culture, you guys remember, the Dungeon Family and how that changed music?
Yes, sir.
Like Andre 3000 got up and said, the South got something to say. I see that same evolution happening in filmmaking. That the swag of Atlanta, the mix of Atlanta, the integrity of Atlanta, we're going to tell our stories in a very unique way. And for so long, others have controlled our narrative. They have told the world who we were. We're the lazy black man under the water, under the tree eating watermelon. Yes, a ball. So, and that's how the world saw us and thought we were. And it's like, wait a minute, we're not that. So us being producers and writers and directors and finding the resources to make our own product, we get to share our humanity with the world and say, this is who we really are. It's not filtered through anybody else's lens. It's like, we got our own equipment, we got our own writers, we got our own team of people coming together to share our stories. That's what's important for me. Because I have a son and I want him to be able to see himself and see the full scale and scope of his humanity. Not distorted, because that'll give him a distorted view of who he is. And there's such a beautiful and diversity of stories that are coming out with independent filmmakers now. So that's real important for me, to share globally the full scale and scope of our humanity and not a lopsided story. That the black women are just this or the black men are just that. And no, we're this. We're very complex and beautiful and unique people. And I want the world to see that. So that's real important for me as a producer.
It's really dope, man. We definitely appreciate you all coming on to rock with us. When is this project scheduled to release?
The film's going to be coming out later this month. We got a good edit, but we want to tighten it up because we want it to be strong. So we're going to do an online premiere. Okay. We're still determining what that's going to look like. And we may hit some festival circuit after that, but we just really want to get it in front of the people. That's Leslie's mandate. That's the director's mandate, to really just get it in front of as many people as possible. Yeah. It's real important for them to be a part of this conversation. Yes. And as we saw what happened in Washington, D.C. this week, it's important for us to stay engaged in the process. We can't say, the election's over, now we can go back to our normal lives. We have to keep being a part of the process, and since this is what we do creatively, this is the way we can contribute to the evolution of our world. Let's tell these stories from our points of view. Let's call truth to power with the stories that we're able to tell and teams were able to pull together.
Before we wrap up, let me just ask the two actors, why was it important for them, or how important is it for them to be an independent black film at this particular stage in your career?
I think, Anthony hit the nail on the head when he talked about being able to tell the story through our own lens. A lot of times when you have these films that are through Hollywood and they're filtered, so you do somewhat get sometimes a watered down version of what the truth really, really is. And so I think it was important for us to remain authentic. So through a lot of independent film, you get that authenticity that sometimes it gets lost in translation in a Hollywood film, So I like independent films. It's a more of a close-knit bond. It just, it's not, the story is not watered down. So it's a by any means necessary type of plot.
True that.
So it was dope.
We're definitely looking forward to checking it out.
I think the biggest thing for me, as far as black filmmaking is, like these two said, it's very important to stay authentic and to keep everything real raw, natural, and to tell our stories from where we are, where we're at. And for me, I was born and raised in Atlanta, so
Grady baby,
saw a lot, Grady baby, so I saw a lot. We actually moved from Atlanta because of brutality and killings and murder, things like that. So I don't know, man. This is like a big platform for me, acting, anyways. To be able to not just tell our truth and tell what we see and what we go through, but to create something new, to show that we can be something more than that.
Great. So we want to thank y'all for coming on. We really appreciate it. Why don't we end by you giving us your social media where folks can reach you and how they can see the film online when it comes out. Why don't we start over here?
Okay. Robin Antoinette. You guys can follow me on Instagram at _rare_sunshine. And you can follow me on Facebook at Robin Antoinette.
Cool.
Okay, and the movie, it's Mommas, the movie, and you can get that on Instagram, and you can also find us on YouTube, and that's a constant update of what's going on with the movie. My personal is anthony.r.page, and that's Page, and that's across all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Blogger. So anthony.r.page.
Gotcha.
And my social media is at Laketa Renee, LaKetaRenee, and that's on Facebook and social and Instagram.
Cool. The revolutionary Che Guevara said the role of the propagandist is just as important as the role of the guerrilla. So keep on using your art as a weapon, as a tool, because of the fact that there are no neutrals in this war. You know, oftentimes we look at, you know, ourselves as entertainers or actors or performers, but there's only two sides. There's us and them. So either you're working on behalf of your people or you're not. That's the bottom line. We want to thank you all. We're also going to do, for the first time on Renegade Coaching, when it drops, we're going to do a hit or miss. We're going to do a hit or diss. So if it's whack, we have to drag you.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So,
Hey, they could probably bust one of their monologues. A little live piece.
Y'all ready for that?
I don't know.
We're going to say that for when the film comes out. We'll have y'all back on that. All right, Renegade Coaching, y'all, we're going to be right back. Boom.
Blackout.
Back on Renegade Coaching. Back on Renegade Coaching.
I lost a lot of sleep to dreams. It's two insomniacs. Red Eye alumni, we do it from the cardiac. Self-made, we adapt to any habitat. I got this heat, but you ain't playing with my thermostat. Y'all think I'm fly. You can see the shit I'm on. It's a dirty job. Y'all can tell what I'm stepping on. I walk the walk. I talk the talk. My lessons learned. Angelic with the flow. Shit, the wings are earned. What up, though, Renegade Culture?
You know what it is. Renegade Culture's in the building.
Man, listen,
that's Abyss.
Listen,
Yes,
man.
If you don't know Abyss, goddamn it, you get the treat tonight.
That's right.
So don't get it fucked up. We come through them, boy, look ahead. Anyway, what's good, Abyss?
What's good, homie?
Hey,
wait.
Intro.
Got to give a little intro, man.
Please do. We
Got to have my people on. Yo, we have Abyss on here.
Okay.
International artist, hip-hop renaissance man.
Okay.
Of course, he's one of the original Deaf Poets.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? He's a Peabody Award winner. You know what I'm saying? He's internationally known. He was the first hip-hop artist to perform at the Jimmy Carter Presidential Museum and Library. So this is, again, we got to give it up one more time for our brother, Abyss.
Yeah.
Renegade Culture.
And let us give you a disclaimer. He's from Detroit. Rumor has he now smacked the gums and the taste out a few poets' mouth, but I ain't gonna name no names tonight.
No names.
But anyway, we here to make Renegade Culture great again. What's going on, Abyss?
Hey, what's happening? What's happening, Kalonji?
Man, it's always an honor to see you, brother, because you are one of the people that I know that is always consistent.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Being in Atlanta, you get motherfuckers, you know, one day they, you know, they're a football player, the next day they're a fairy godmother, the next day they fucking a rapper. You don't know what the hell they're gonna be when you see them. But you consistent, so we appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Word. So how's everything been, man? What's the...
It's been real, you know, different, but you know, a hustler, you know, I wasn't birthed today, you know what I'm saying? I've been in this thing like half my life, so it's been half of my life, so it ain't nothing new, but you know, we've been off the grid.
No doubt.
It's just everybody, you know, we got a lot of people joining me now.
Yes. Let me ask you this though, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, right now, this particular climate, white folks now lost their goddamn mind.
Oh yeah.
Well, know what's your thoughts on that, man? I mean, you are you living in fear? I mean, white on white crime, is it affecting your neighborhood?
That doesn't affect me.
Okay, all right.
You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy is it's one of these things where we always knew it was coming just by what we was reading in the 80s and living in the 70s.
Without a
Feel
doubt.
me?
Without a doubt. We was made for it.
Yeah.
For folks who don't know you, you know what I'm saying? Those 2 or 3 cats who never had cable, live in the remote jungles of Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Tell us, like, you know, how did you get into this whole spoken word thing? Because of the fact that it became something else.
Right.
You know, throughout the years.
Well, I think with the spoken word, how I got into it, I lost my mom and my a couple family members in a tragic car wreck. And that car wreck led to me to journaling and a bunch of other things. And then it just made me, I wanted to go out to the open mic. What's crazy is I had that idea in my head that I wanted to rap hard lyrics over a Joni Mitchell over Anglo-Saxon just playing the guitar while I'm spitting this hardcore, I'm blacker than black, blackety black shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just robbing niggas, that didn't work.
and just do it. And the thing about it is that vibe still came out of it. But the thing about it is, long story tolerable, I was able to find my niche in the spoken word community. I started off with comedy, riding with the comedians.
Word.
But as I got out there, I realized that I could get more traction with the poetry and using comedy for my hosting.
No doubt, no doubt.
I used the comedic timing for the hosting. I got out here, when I got on in Atlanta, man, it was like walking on to the Falcons if I was a football player.
Hey, man, and that's real because you, folks like Georgia Me, shout out to Georgia Me.
Oh, yeah.
Tommy
yeah.
Bottoms, John Good, Cola
Rum,
Cola Rum,
you know what I'm saying?
Malik Salam,
Malik
Chase the
Salam.
Songbird, Miss
Yeah.
Deer, it's a whole crew. Queen Sheba.
Yeah.
And they was Mobb Deep over at the Peacock back in the 90s killing it.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that was the crazy thing. Like even over there with Infinite Possibilities, we was over there with
Infinite
Nico Don,
Possibilities. Pick up the Nico
SP
Don.
Reality, SP still out here too. So that's been the homie. But I've been watching everybody, like even Loose Weed. Well, he used to be over here like for a minute.
Right.
So just being around here in the 90s, it was more so that hand to hand. Then when we got digital, we had already made names in these streets where it was tangible. So it was something with the hand to hand that we had customer service. So when you see Laugh-A-Palooza and all of that stuff on Netflix, that's because me and Cocktails was out here on this grind, hustling.
Cocktail,
we was out here giving out like 25,000 flyers a week.
I already know. When I first got here, you two was like Batman and Robin.
Oh, yeah.
2004.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? The Biscuit Cocktails presents. You know what I mean? So that definitely big up.
So that was a live poet society. Big ups. Because I mean, just coming to Atlanta, everybody was a mover and a shaker. So you had Fahamu and Kimbo. That was like basically my template. So when I'm seeing these guys, like everybody went on to do their things, and we all had other business ventures later on in life. But just being out here in Atlanta, being around by the originals, by us being around the originals, that is what I can give. I completely give that over to the longevity of what I've been able to do.
One thing I'll say and pass the mic to the brother here, man, is my deep appreciation and the FTP movement's deepest appreciation because of the fact that whenever we call on certain folks here in Atlanta, it's never a stutter. It's never, I'm going to be on this tonight, and I was just on this yesterday, and none of that shit. If we say we doing anything dealing with politics or whatever, boom, I could damn near put them on the flyer because of the fact that you're available.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, you are consistent, and you're one of the folks who helped us to make Poets for Political Prisoners a reality. So we definitely appreciate, that work, and we salute you. And,
salute to y'all and the work that you do. And one thing that I regret that I wasn't on was the Wrath of Siafu.
Oh man, listen.
Oh my God. We kicking myself in the head, being too busy.
Yeah. But we're gonna do a part 2 though.
Oh, I'm on it.
It's about time for a part 2. Matter of
I'm
fact,
on it.
we might do it with some of these wordsmiths out here. So
let's get our Coochie Chagaliga on there.
You already know it.
You know what I mean?
No doubt.
As you spoke about, man, just the foundation of Atlanta. One of the things I've always appreciated about the artists down here is like all of the artists that we talked about are artists, activists, community, activists and the things of the same now. So when we think about you as, earlier I was talking about you being a hip hop renaissance man. So you play guitar, you play trumpet. So how did you, go from being a poet to going into all the different things and still keeping that hip hop energy with you?
I think what really led me into doing everything is basically sometimes you get turned down because people don't know you because you don't have a familiar face. So when we got on Def Poetry, they told us, oh, y'all will be relevant for like 2 years. I'm looking at Cat like, we the reason y'all looking for us.
Exactly.
You came looking for us.
That's right.
We've been doing this. So since we've been doing this, it's kind of like, man, you don't come to the A, do you? Because we get everything coming through the A.
Through.
When you come through, it's kind of like, yo, I gotta play the guitar, I gotta play the trumpet, I gotta have so many reasons to come to the table. The only thing you might need is napkins.
Okay.
Hey,
everything else is set.
Before we have you, we're gonna have you come and rip the stage real quick. I also want to say that we are published in the same book.
Bandana Republic?
Bandana Republic by
How about that? Look
Bruce
at that.
George and Louis Ray Rivera.
Yeah.
So it is an official book. Bruce George was the co-founder of Def Poetry.
Def Poetry, right,
Yeah, you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So big up to Bruce George. That's a dope book. Go ahead.
Before you get up here and rip the poem, we got a bold question we're gonna give
Oh,
you
yeah.
real quick,
Oh, yeah.
and then we need to hear some of them bars.
So this is called Naka's Nonsense.
Naka's Nonsense.
So we have in this bowl, it's probably like 300 questions, and I guarantee you at least 299 of them make no goddamn sense at all. Thank you, Naka.
So pick out the one that makes some sense.
Yeah.
Naka's Nonsense.
Let's see. Best artist out of Detroit besides yourself.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't even
Especially
know
right
why.
now. They got some bubblers up in Detroit right now.
Stuff going.
See,
And then you
what-
go back to Motown. What?
And see, it's hard. Like this is a hard question for me. God damn. Like, you know, if it wasn't a crib, because you know I got relatives in the game too. So I have lots of relatives, but I would definitely have to put that on one of my cousins, who's a battle rapper. His name is Quest McCody. I'll give him the honorable mention because that's blood, and I birthed that cat. You know what I'm saying? I watched it.
Okay.
But I had to give it to Royce the 5'9" right now.
Whoa.
Like, you know, I see Big Sean, but Royce the 5'9" got that bars that make you go back and burn your notebook.
We might have to get Royce on Renegade Culture because just last
definitely
week,
get him on, man.
last week we had Chuck Creekmore, co-founder of allhiphop.com.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he gave Royce that #1 slot as far as artist album of the year.
Album of the
So we
year.
might have to get Royce up on here.
Oh, yeah, I definitely give that to Royce.
Okay. Well, anyway, we listen to Renegade Culture right now. My man Abyss is about to burn this motherfucker down and put it back together for Loose get back. Because Loose a crazy ass Jamaican and shit. You know what I'm saying? So we'll have to drop kick him and shit. But anyway, shout out to Playback Sounds. Abyss is in the building. Give them what they came for.
Renegade Culture.
What up, Doug? This is Abyss. This is Gunpowder. Call and respond. Whoa! Whoa! Hey! Whoa! Hey! Whoa! Hey! What's that in the air? Gunpowder. It's like they really don't care about us. It's like the powers that be done lost their grip, and you're not above the law. Karma wants a kiss. Break out the riot gear, they pumping the black fist. You done woke a sleeping giant, they mad at this shit. Hey, what's that in the air? Hey, it's like they really don't care about us. They kill our sons before they get a chance to shine. Kill our dream so we can't expand our minds. Taught me out English, pulling on the Newport. It used to be sky's the limit, now life's too short. Most of this is self-inflicted excuses, piss poor. Addicted to this chicken shit, I wish I ate fish more. What's that in the air? Gunpowder. It's like they really don't care about us. Whoa! Hey! Whoa! Bars. Hey, I was born on the east side, city of motors. We grinding so hard, shit, we gon' need rollers. Old head said, don't do that stuff that they showed us, but we can walk like giants on the tops of their shoulders. School of hard knock, where they bartered in boulders. They gotta pack heat, cause where we stay at colder. Hey, some work a 9 to 5, I work my 16s. You got to be nice when your flow is mean. I took the minimum and I went extreme. These are Malcolm X games by any means. And chasing your vision mean pushing your dream. They call it underground, we seeing it mainstream. Had a premonition, they labeled it pipe dream. So I gave them my light, sun rays, the moon beam. That's day and night, we moving like light beams. If you're not enlightened, it turning to sightseeing. Just a dose of the Kendrick, captain of my inner Hendrix. I'm just a messenger, it's only right I send it. What's that in yeah, gunpowder. It's like they really don't care about us. Oh, hey, whoa. Bard, check it out. What happens when you can't breathe and the long arm trying to put you to sleep and they won't stop till you're 6 feet deep? Control yourself before it's blood in these streets now. Revolution is coming. The revolution is here. The revolution is coming. The revolution is here. Whoa. Renegade culture, what up, though? Gunpowder. What up?